Well guys, it's Sunday morning. We're out here trying to finish disassembling this truck. I spent all day yesterday running around doing car shows and car meets, things like that, but it was worth it. Good time, met a lot of good people. So anyway, we're at it today. Me and Austin are disassembling this. We got the bed off. He's trying to pull the drive line. We're trying to finish the disassembly right now. So we're going to pull the drive line, we're going to pull the exhaust, we're going to pull the fuel tank. I'm going to pull all those things so that when he heads to work I can start mocking up the small block in the front and figuring out how bad I got to cut the firewall in the tunnel. So guys, a little trick. So this home defense crap that I use to spray for bugs, I had an empty bottle. This thing comes with an electric pump. Okay, I already sprayed this once and I got a hand pump for frickin' trying to use a spray bottle. So I mixed up degreaser and a whole bunch of crap to clean all the grease off this truck. Now I can just hold the button, spray it down. So guys, you're probably wondering why we're disassembling the truck this far. Well, I got to do a lot of plasma cutting and welding and things like that. So the best thing we can do is remove everything we can so that we can see. Because there's a lot of compartments between the fender and the inner fender wall, things like that, that hot berries and stuff can go down in. And we don't know what's in there. I mean, dead leaves, whatever. So it takes a few more minutes. We pop the fenders off, the inner fender wells. So that way we know what we're doing. Well, we don't know what we're doing, but we can see what we're doing, okay? The other thing I'm doing right now is cutting off any extra brackets that we're not going to be using, things like that. I'm going and removing those. Now, I'm going to plasma out the battery tray right now because it is in the way. There's no way this small block's going to fit in there, and the header's going to go by it. So, I got to go ahead and cut that out. We're doing that now. Now, something I didn't know about this truck until we started disassembling it is the front core support, the inner fenders, and the cab are one. They do not unbolt from each other. It's all like one unibody style. So that kind of screws me for the idea I was having of taking the front core support out and bringing the motor straight in. Obviously that's not going to work. So we're going to be lifting it up over the core support. I could cut it and re-weld it back in, but it's actually in really good shape and I'd rather not cut it up. So one thing I want to show you guys is whoever owned this before us, one of the issues, I had forgot that we fixed this, but when I'm taking the fuse blocks off, these guys here, there are two of them, one for key hot, one for constant hot, were on the inner fender well, and I forgot about this. The guy put them on with Velcro. That's right. Velcroed them to the inside of the fender well. Yeah, you got me. Don't know how anybody thought that was a great idea. Now we had put self-tappers through them, anchored them on, made them secure, but yeah, they put constant high power with electrical tape Velcro to the fender. Don't do these, guys. Please, please don't do this. Okay guys, we've taken apart everything that we think we need to, and some. So now what we're going to do is throw some mounts on the motor, lower it down in, that way we can mark the firewall to figure out how much we need to cut out to make the motor and trans fit. So what I've got here, as you can see, is a welding kit, like a universal kit for small block or big block from Dirty Dingo. You know, I worked there, but Brent gave me this kit to use for this project. So the way this kit works is you have this plate here to go on your small block or big block. These are going to be your tabs that you're going to weld. Okay. These long pieces here are going to be your frame stand. And then these pieces here go on the end of the actual frame stand so that you can bolt the two together. So pretty much these tubes here are going to come in here like so, and then this piece will be welded to space out so it goes right in. Now it comes with the rubber bushings, with the rubber and the bushings and all the cross bolts, everything you need. So what we're going to do though, the start is, I've got these makeshift mounts that I made out of some scrap at work. So we'll lower it in with that, with the makeshift ones, just to get it in place. And once we get it all marked and everything the way we like it, then we'll actually use this kit, build our own frame stands, build and weld out our mounts, and then we'll have mounts made for this truck to put a small block or a big block. That's what's nice about these universal kits, is you can make them to whatever you need them to be. So let's get going on this. We'll get the motor slung in there, get everything marked, and when it comes time to actually weld this up, I'll go over it some more and explain all the different pieces. Now, these mounts that I made out of scrap are actually for an LS. These are LS bolt patterns here, and I did some measuring and I found out that a small block has about the same gap. So I'm using the wrong mount here, but just for mock-up. Alright, so look, believe it or not, the engine hoist won't go under the front of the truck, it hits the control arms. So instead of jacking the truck up and putting it on jack stands, we're going to pull it the same way we pulled the other motor, and that is from the side. Because we know we can come in from the side and the engine hoist cherry picker will come in sideways, and then we can lower the motor down in. So not optimal, but you got to make it work. Alright, so we got a little problem. The distance from the back of the motor to the front past the harmonic balancer is actually longer than the engine compartment. So we could twist the motor, flip it every which way, but we're going to cut the core support in the middle, just on inside of each side of the supports, so it's not going to flex or move. And cut right there. That way we can clearly put the motors in and out without any problems, and we'll make it where it bolts in, bolts out, simple and easy. So that's what we're going to do now. And of course we don't have any sawzall blades, so portable bandsaw. Here we go. We're going to cut it out.
Like only yesterday I held.
Alright, so plan B didn't work either. So plan C is we're this close to making it fit. So what I'm going to do is put 2x6s on the floor, roll the front tires up on it, get that little extra bit of clearance. So well guys, look, we mocked it up, just kind of in there, kind of measuring and stuff like that. And those scrap mounts I threw together actually work really well. So we're going to go ahead and clean the pads that were already, the frame stands that were in the truck, and that way we can bolt together these scrap pieces and I could tag it in and it'll hold the motor. That way later tonight we can roll the truck and leave the motor in the truck. Not so much of a big deal. So, alright, with the engine flat, we've got about 4 inches of clearance on the harmonic balancer. So I'm happy with that, and I don't have to refab the front of the frame, the main cross member on the front of the frame. I don't have to make it, you know, C-notch it. So I'm happy with where it sits, pretty much happy on all of it. So now I've taken a Sharpie and I've marked the back of the firewall, right where the actual bolt pattern is for the trans. So what I'm going to do now is pull the engine out, lay that out with a couple inches of clearance so it's not dead and, you know, so tight. I'll give myself 2 or 3 inches all the way around it. We're going to plasma that out, and then we'll take some measurements to find out if we need to start cutting the trans out. Now I'm going to use a plasma right now, but I will be going back with a cutoff wheel and making nice clean lines before we finalize it. Alright, so we marked the firewall and everything, but I feel it would be better to get this dash out first so we can get to the complete inside of the firewall and the trans tunnel. Everything's going to be much better if we do this first. So that's what we're going to do, is I'm going to take the plasma and do it. Now, any sparks that hit this glass are going to pit it like my 64 is. And I don't want that to happen. This looks like a fairly new windshield, and part of tech is not damaged windshield. So we're going to try to save this windshield the best we can. I don't want to pay somebody to put it back in if I take it out, so we're just going to use a piece of copper to block the glass so that we protect it enough. Alright guys, so look, we've got everything ready to cut. So I've made a cardboard template of the shape of the tranny. I've marked it out on the firewall, so we're going to go ahead and plasma it out. We'll go back later with the cutoff wheel and really clean it up, but it's late and I can't use the cutoff wheel. So we're going to plasma it, then we can pull measurements on the transmission for depth into the truck, and then we'll cut the tunnel. So right now we're going to get that all cut out so we can actually stuff engine and tranny in here and see how everything lays.
That room and road hotel. I say, you dressed in black. My words that I forgot to spell. My knife, there's in your neck. I've got no sun that shines on me. I've got no place to go. My love, my little victory. I miss you so.
Alright, well we got the engine and trans in. It's sitting really high the way we have it. So on the next one what we'll be doing is putting the headers on it and lowering it down, trying to figure out exact placement before we actually put together the weld up kit and put the motor mounts on it and make a tranny mount. So for now though, it's in. It takes up a lot more space than I thought, but it's in for now. So as far as tools for this week, the only thing I can really review that you guys haven't heard me talk about before is my plasma cutter. It's a VersaCut 40 from Eastwood. It cost about 800 bucks. It's okay. I've had a lot of problems. I've replaced it twice already. The third time they just had me repair it over the phone. They talked me through it. I had to adjust it and gap the high frequency on it. So I mean, for me, it's been a headache. But I know I've used Hobart's, Miller's, ESAPs. I've used all of them, and they're amazing machines. I mean, your world of what you can do opens up dramatically with a plasma cutter. But you know, it's a big expense, so not everybody can afford it. But guys, all right. So motor training's in. Next time we'll be taking and actually fitting it properly and building motor mounts and trans mount. So anyway guys, if you like this video, like and subscribe, and if you want to see the others, over here. And to all you guys buying t-shirts and stuff, I appreciate it. The orders have been rolling in. It's awesome. So if any of you other guys want them, brokebastardgarage.com, click on BBG gear. Alright guys, have a great night. Oh, you actually... Oh.
What?
I was kidding.
What? What? You said might as well take... What the fuck?
I was fucking around about taking the door off. I didn't think you were going to actually take it off. I think he forgot to drop something.